Welcome to Engineering 100 and a short overview. This is a great place to start is on the home page and the Start Here selection, which you must have already selected since you're watching this video. There are typically three styles for Engineering 100. There is the hybrid style, which is a few days of being in the classroom and the majority of the course work being done online. The second style is called synchronous, which is used when being in the classroom is not available. This style replaces the in-class time with an online meeting time. The online meeting may be accomplished by using Zoom or something similar. The third style is a fully online course. The next best place to look in this presentation is let's look at the syllabus. The syllabus is a contract between you, the learner, and your instructor. It is very important for you to read the syllabus and understand what is expected. Let's quickly walk through portions of it. From the home page, you can click on the icon just under the Start Here block, which I just did. At the top is the course title, the course information, and then underneath that is your information concerning your instructor, his name, his instructor's office location, his email address, and his office phone. In this case, the instructor does not have a phone. So let's move on down. We see a course description, prerequisites, and the prerequisites are Math 121 or 190. If you are not in one of those classes or have not taken one of those, then you need to talk to the instructor. They are a prerequisite or a co-requisite. Now, the course rationale is required for students to learn the various disciplines of engineering, the engineering approach to problem solving, and the design process. Our course book is Engineering Fundamentals, an Introduction to Engineering. Now, we do use the 5th edition, not the 6th. You also need a course notebook. A hard copy or electronic is highly recommended for this course, and it doesn't matter. You can rent it as well. And then you should have a USB so you can save your work and not just rely on the computer. Next, we see course objectives and competencies and modules. Illustrate the purpose and function of engineering. Identify and application concepts every engineer should know. Employ available software to solve engineering problems. Convey information to other engineers, machinists, technicians, and managers. And then last is recognize important design decisions. Then the competencies is understand the purpose and function of engineering. Understand and identify concepts every engineer should know. Implement available software to solve engineering problems. Communicate to other professionals and trade personnel. Implement important design decisions. And then we see that there are 15 distinctive training modules and an introduction and a last day. Each one of those has a synopsis and objectives at the very beginning. So you be sure and read that. Then we have methods of instruction. Then we have methods of evaluation. Now in the evaluation, four basic groups. There's assignments and projects, which is 40%. Quiz and test, 30%, which is 60% of your overall grade. Then you have the final exam, which is worth 20%. And we have attendance and professional development, which is 10%. Of overall course grade. Next, we see we have attendance and professional development definition. And you need to read this because it talks about attendance at Zoom meetings if you have Zoom meetings and the responsibility for you to identify yourself. It talks about excused absences. You're expected to check Canvas for emails and announcements and assignments and to study and keep up to date as the course pace is fast. Assignments and projects are expected to be submitted on time, neat with professional appearance, and in all cases submitted via Canvas. Hard copies cannot be received. Uploaded assignments that are locked or the instructor cannot open will be considered unacceptable and a 0 will be assigned. And that means that if you are coming in from a MacBook or you're using a translation, that it's your responsibility to make sure that the instructor can open it. Exams have a schedule to them. You have specific times to take tests, quizzes, and the exam, so be aware of that. Once the time period for those are completed, then they will not be available to you. Our grading policy is the straight A, B, C, D, and F. We do not use the fractional in this course. And then there's a lot of information on course management you need to read. And as we walk on down, scroll on down, we come to important dates to remember. You need to make sure you familiarize yourself with these. Registration, last day to add a course, deadline for degree, Labor Day holiday, that's one of the most important. And the even more important is the Thanksgiving holiday week. So, after that comes the tentative schedule. It's color-coded for helping assist in reading it, and each one is numbered. As you can see, we start off with this tour, then the module synopsis, a welcome letter, prerequisite and co-requisite reading, and so on down the line. Then you have a student questionnaire. Now that's a questionnaire that you pull up and fill out in Word, and you submit it. You got a quiz, and there are 4 discussions. And we go on down to each one of the modules, and ultimately we get down to the bottom, and at the end we have module 14 is test number 4, 15 is your final exam, and the very last is the last day of class, and in this case it's on the 7th of December. So that's the little course, the syllabus. Beneath that typically will come up the course summary of due dates, etc. So let's go back to the home page real quick. Right on the home page, below it is the syllabus. You click on that. This is I showed you that a minute ago. Let's go back. The modules, you can click on the modules. It'll take you straight to them. Let me point out something before I forget it. Notice that there's a requirement for assignments. Like in this case, watching the video, you have to mark done. You got to read, you mark done. Down in the bottom, it tells you the date that your student questionnaire is due, how many points, and that you have to submit it. Your quiz, your discussion on going down. Now pay attention to one of the discussion boards, because there's 2 due dates. One for you to submit, and then one for you to respond to someone else. All right, back to the home page we go. And as we go back to the home page, here's a schedule. This takes you to the schedule. It's detailed. It's in case you don't want to go down into the modules, or excuse me, into the syllabus, and you can print this out if you want to hang on to it. But it gives you the entire listing of what we do in the course all the way down, and then at the bottom there are some learner support links. So that is your schedule. Let's close it out. Go back to the home page. Down at the bottom you have a help button. There are different links associated with help. You can use those. And then the course map is being developed as we go through this semester. So that is your Engineering 100 course. Notice on the left side you have different options. You have Office 365. You can go up and download 365 yourself, or you can use a Microsoft Office 2016 or newer. It must be 2016 because when we get into looking at Excel, functions and other activities that are not in the earlier versions. So, Office 365 or Office 2016 or... All right, Adobe Connect, all these good things that you can use. All right, that is a quick tour of Engineering 100. Best of luck to you this semester. Remember, if you have any questions, any concerns, you can contact your instructor, or you can get a hold of Jim Fredrickson. He's another instructor, Robert Mitchell, and Jeff Beasley, Mike Halleck. Those are all instructors, and we can get you connected to them if necessary. Have a good evening.